A very good evening to all, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 17th July 2025, Thursday class. As usual, we'll be continuing our sharing from this book, Straight from the Heart, Unique Dhamma Code by me. I think today very likely is our last session of sharing. After that, we may continue with another book. I received a suggestion from Sister Padmasuri, which is, I think, very good. The Surangama Sutta, Lam Yen Sing. This one I have, in fact, shared them on 2 previous occasions. So, plus this time it will be the 3rd time I will be sharing it. We need to look for the book first. Okay, so as usual, we will have our physical puja. Let us gather in front. Let us compose our mind, develop the saddha, virya. Then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无药师佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无文殊菩萨，南无文殊菩萨，南无文殊菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดัฏฐานะเ เวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกันนะสารปะติเทนะติเปนะตามาตังสีนะติโลกาติปังสัมบุตตังปูจายามิตามโมนุดังกันดะสัมปะเปนะตุเปนะหังสุกังหินะปูจาเยปูจานิยังตังปูจาบาจานะมุตตมังวันนากันดากุโนเปตังเอตังกุสุมาสันทาตินปูจายามิโมนินดาสสิริปาดาสโรโรเฮปูเจมิบุตังกุสุเมนาเนนะปุณเนนะมัตเตนะเชโหตุโมขังปูปังมิลายติยตาอิดังเมกายโยตตายติวินาสภาวังอาดิวาสยตุโนบันเตปานิยังปริกาปิทังอานุคัมปังอุปาดายะปาติกันหาตุมุตตมังอาดิวาเสตุโนบันเตปาเลปาริกาปิทังอานุคัมปังอุปาดายะปาติกันหาตุมุตตมังอาดิวาเสตุโนบันเตโบจานังปาริกาปิทังอานุคัมปังอุปาดายะปาติกันหาตุมุตตมัง Now we will chant our Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are going to offer to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas of power. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Pedang Pujemi. Dhammang Pujemi. Sanghang Pujemi. So this awareness-based meditation is very important. Is to develop your inner awareness, then stabilize it, so that you're not only mindful or aware, but you are ever mindful. When you can be ever mindful, then you can become heedful, because that mind which is ever mindful can develop the meditative wisdom, so that you are constantly meditative. If you are constantly meditative and ever mindful, you will realize the supreme born-free Nibbana. For the Buddha mentioned under Dhammapada verse 21, 22, 23 to confirm very clearly the importance of heedfulness or aparamada. According to the Buddha, heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Whereas heedlessness, if you don't train your mind, is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. It means spiritually, you don't stand a chance if you are heedless. Then distinctly understanding the difference between heedfulness and heedlessness, the wise one, they will be wise enough to intend on heedfulness, and when they do that, they will rejoice in the rhyme of the Aryas. That's why all this confirm that with heedfulness you will become Arya, an enlightened one. Then those who are constantly meditative and ever mindful, means you have developed the heedfulness. If you hold on to these two practices or cultivations steadfastly, you will realize the supreme born-free Nibbana. That's why awareness-based meditation leading to heedfulness is most important. It's the real meditation. Okay, so I will let you meditate on your own. Just remember the four support to bring about the stability of inner mindfulness or awareness. Relax, maintain awareness, stabilizing the awareness. These are the first three support. When you can do that until it's very stable, then you can go to the fourth support, which is trust, T-R-U-S-T. Trust your inner nature to develop the meditative movement, the awareness movement. When you can do that, then you just, as usual, relax, maintain awareness, and stay at the heart. Then don't focus, don't do anything. Just stay there and let your nature within move and detect whatever that arises. It can be any vibration within your heart area or your heartbeat. When you can detect them, you just stay with it. Maintain awareness, be with it, and let it stay. Then if it moves, follow it. Don't resist it or don't create any more thought activity. You just naturally allow the awareness to move. Let things be. Means the awareness, activity and movement at the heart area is without the thought directing it. It's just a free mind that is completely aware without thought. There is no interference from memory, from thought, from your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. It is trusting your inner nature, your true mind, your silent mind, your meditative mind, to develop the meditative movement. Okay, with that, I will let you meditate on your own. I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. You all can slowly, mindfully come out of the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness of mind that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the mind states that can help you stabilize your heedfulness while in the midst of life. When you are heedful, you are ever mindful, constantly meditative throughout the day. So these are the daily mindfulness stable mind states. Okay, now turn to page 6 of the chanting book. We will do the invocation to the Devas. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chiyakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sukato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Suakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pacyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujupatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yaya Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samici Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Cattari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaneyo anuttaraṃ puññaṃ ketaṃ lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Now we will continue from where we stopped. I think the last we did was Unique Dhamma Code 158. Turn to page 45 of this book. Straight from the heart, Unique Dhamma Code by me. Unique Code 158 was the last unique code that we have gone through. So I will read it one more time so that you can recall where we stopped. The art of listening. This one you have to understand so that you know how to listen to Dhamma. You know how to listen to what people share. And you learn how to be attentive while listening. So the art of listening is when you are attentively listening without thought. Can you listen without thought, without any movement of thought? That is true listening, or what we call the art of listening. When you listen without thought, there is no verbalization, no chattering, there is no reaction from memory or knowledge. That is the silent mind listening attentively. You just listen with an open mind. Then whatever you listen, you can absorb very clearly. You will not prejudge. So that is just a revision. Then after that, we are going to do the next two unique code, which is very useful and very important. Unique code 159 and 160. When it comes to awareness or mindfulness, we need to understand you can only be in these two states of awareness or mindfulness. One is a spacious awareness without a center. The other one is specific phenomenal awareness. Your awareness and the phenomena move as one. So either you are aware, developing the specific phenomenal awareness to be aware throughout the day, or most of the time when you are awake. Or you can stay within your nature without a center. You let the spacious awareness develop the oneness nature. The awareness will build up and merge with the oneness. Then you have this spacious awareness within you, and that is your true mind, your true awareness nature. When you are with that, you can be aware of the entire oneness without a center, and your mind will not dwell. So these are the two. So now we go into the first one, spacious awareness, unique code 159. Spacious awareness without a center means this awareness, or the true mind, has no dwelling or no center from which the mind dwells. There is no movement within, just aware in the form of meditative posture. This silent mind, or your true mind, is one with the oneness nature. This awareness is not the active one. This one is with no movement at all, just aware. So this awareness is not active, with no movement, occurs mainly while in the former meditative state. When you are in the former meditative state, like a lying down posture or sitting, or standing, or whatever posture that you are in, that posture is your former meditative posture. Yeah. Then when you are there, you can go into the spacious awareness without thought. But the moment you move, it becomes specific phenomena awareness. Yeah. Maybe in between you may have glimpses of the spacious awareness without a center, but you cannot maintain it. If you want to maintain it, it must be in a formal posture without movement or activity. Then you just stay in, and there will be no thought, nothing. Just the awareness nature, the oneness nature, without a center. And it does not dwell anywhere. It does not perceive or detect anything. It's just aware. Capable of being aware. That's it. Finish. Whatever arises, that nature, if it wants to know, it can know. Yeah. So this is the first type. This one not easy to do. You can only get it when your mindfulness or awareness within has stabilized. Then you have developed the wisdom via the direct seeing, the silent mind observing, via the silent mind in activity to insight into phenomena, to awaken to its universal characteristics. And the contemplative wisdom develop until very stable, until it has the wisdom that is stable enough to understand not only the universal characteristics, the unreality of all form and consciousness. Whatever consciousness arises, whatever mental form arises, it will understand their unreality, and consciousness within nature will have no power over this mind. Then this mind that has the wisdom, it can just stay silent, let things be. Then it will merge with the entire oneness. Then for the first time in your life, the cultivator, the meditator, without the thought telling you, can be in that state. Then you have to be in that state to understand what that thing is. Because words are concept and idea to help you understand. It's like the finger pointing at the moon, but the finger is not the moon. It's only when you have that finger to show you the way, then you can realize it. Then following that finger's direction, you will insight into phenomena and awaken and realize the moon. So the oneness nature, the spacious awareness is the same. Your mind must have that stability of wisdom. Then only it can arise. And when it arises, the cultivator who has gone through it and realized it will realize the most beautiful understanding that cultivator ever can develop. Then when they come out of it, they will understand clearly what that nature is, and they will know they have two minds. One is the spacious awareness nature, the primordial nature, the one that already there all the time. Primordial means before the arising of, or we call it the source or the original nature, or the true nature. Means before any creation, that nature already there. Then from that nature, all thought arise, all consciousness arise, all mundane thinking, activity sankhara activity and movement manifest and arise. And that is what the Buddha called the mundane mind, the mano. And when we recite the first and second Dhammapada verses, they always start with the twin verse sentence. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. That's why in the Mahayana teaching they use this Mandarin word. 一切唯心造. Mind make our day. That's why mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, all things arise. Means mind make our day. 唯心造. Created by the mind. And this awakening or realization is the most powerful. When cultivator develop that insight or awakening, they will understand the teaching very clearly. And everything just like the jigsaw puzzle fall into place. And that wisdom cannot be taken away is with that being's nature until the form and mind disperse. But this one is to develop profound understanding, spacious awareness without center. But to live life, to really develop the initial wisdom and what they call essential Dhamma wisdom, we need the other type of mindfulness. We call it the specific phenomenal awareness. Means this awareness moves with the phenomena within nature, within existence. We can define phenomena very easily. Whatever perceivable by the mundane mind is a phenomenon. So all perception, all activity that follows the movement of the mundane mind is a phenomenon. So what are the phenomena that we can arise using the mundane mind's perception? We can be aware of all our physical phenomena. Means kaya anupassana, mindfulness of kaya. So these physical phenomena are all the perceptible phenomena within our physical body, like our heartbeat, our vibration, our pulse of life, our breath, our whatever sensation, heat, everything that manifests from our form and mind, including the dwelling of paticca samuppada, how upon contact consciousness comes to be, and how upon contact sankhara comes to be. All this the cultivator will understand. Then this specific phenomenal awareness is very unique, because it not only can be aware of physical phenomena, it can also be aware of all of nature's phenomena. Whatever that the mundane mind can perceive within nature, like our nature's activity and movement, the plants, the trees, the branches, the weather, the activity, even the car movement, everything that sway, move, or perceivable by the mind is specific phenomenal awareness. So we have physical phenomena, nature's phenomena, then the third one is mental phenomena. Our mind also has a lot of sankhara, 52. All these mind states, when they arise, we can perceive it. That's why it's called mental phenomena. Our mental activity, emotion, thought process, mind states, whatever you create through your thought process, even your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, your greediness, your selfishness, your craving, possessiveness, including your jealousy, your hatred, your violence, your cunningness, your scheming, planning, whatever that you create, you can be aware through your perception. And there is mental perception, mental phenomena. And the definition of phenomena is very important. Anything perceivable by our mundane mind is a phenomena. So we can anchor our cultivation to the four foundations of mindfulness. And these four foundations of mindfulness include all the three phenomena. Kaya Anupassana anchor mindfulness to our kaya, or physical movement or activity, everything that is within our physical form. Then we have Vedana Anupassana, mindfulness of all the feeling that arise, that how it stirs and become pleasant and unpleasant feeling, which are the positive and negative craving, sensual desire, ill will. And this manifests as the first two mental hindrances of sensual desire and ill will. They are related to the evil roots of greed and hatred. Then when it comes to Citta Nupassana, the third foundation, is all about mental phenomena, content of consciousness. Then when it comes to Dhamma, it's about nature's phenomena, everything within existence, nature, all of true, essential Dhamma, they manifest. That's why specific phenomena awareness is very important. We can anchor our mind while living life to these three phenomena: physical, mental, and nature's phenomena. Now I'll read the unique quote, then maybe you can develop the understanding. When one is aware with specific phenomena, the mind also does not dwell. You must understand this, and to understand this, you must have a very stable mindfulness. When you have a very stable mindfulness, you will understand your mind does not dwell. Why? Because it moves with the phenomena. It is one with the phenomena. That's why I say whatever arises, aware. Means what? The awareness and that phenomena may be mental, physical, or nature's phenomena. If it's mental phenomena like anger, hatred, violence, fear, worry, anxiety, when they arise, your awareness is with it. Be with it. Don't come and hold on to it, cling on to it, grasp onto it, and stir your mind and react. Don't do anything. Relax, maintain awareness. Then the very awareness can let you understand that these are dependent originating mind state. Then you will understand all the sankhara activity or mind state, they are impermanent. They are dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena, no reality. Then you start to understand fear was never you. Before there is fear, there was no fear. Fear springs from what? When you develop consciousness through your seeing, When you see somebody whom you don't like or whom you have past experience that recall the phobia or the fear, or a violent person, or an aggressive person, or your enemy, or somebody that you find it very difficult to be with, people whom you don't like the gangster, the bully, the warmonger, all these things, violent people. Then it springs from there, which means it is dependent originating through that sense door, the perception through that seeing, and the wrong view that condition you to recall through memory and to perceive him as dangerous. That's why the fear arises. Then this is dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. They arise through your wrong perception, with the wrong thought, with the wrong view. You cannot see things as they are. They are just the way they are, not what you think, not what you perceive. That's why through all this silent observation, direct seeing, you awaken. Then when you can be aware of every mind state, whether it's fear, anger, hatred, or delusion, then you realize all these mind state and emotion, sankhara activity, they are not real, they are impermanent, they are not intrinsic within your nature. They come and they go, they arise and they pass away due to your own view, avijja, ignorant, self-delusion, due to your attachment, clinging and grasping to the five aggregates of form and mind. All this will become very clear. As a specific phenomenal awareness is very powerful. When you can be aware of all this, as I in the fourth foundation of mindfulness. The first category of the teaching is mindfulness of the five mental hindrance. Means this mental hindrance that hinders your mind from entering the meditative state, they are impermanent. They are dependent originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena. That's why in the teaching, you have to develop the five ways to abandon them. The first two ways is thought-based, not much use. But the third way is awareness-based. The very moment that you can be aware of it, you will lose its power and you will cease. That's why, just like what J. Krishnamurti came to understand, the very flowering of the emotion or that thought with that emotion, may it be fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, or even selfishness, lust, craving, is the very ending of it. You let it flower, like a flower. Flower until it cannot flower, then you will wither off, then you will cease. That's why you must see the cessation, the disappearance of that emotion. It can be fear, or anger, or hatred, or whatever, even insecurity. All this, they are impermanent, mind-made, condition arising, dependent originating, not a permanent, unchanging activity or phenomena. They are not intrinsic within you. They arise and they pass away, following nature's condition, the pancha niyamas. So all this observation, awakening, is what meditative understanding can give rise to, can manifest from awareness-based meditation. That's why when you develop sati or mindfulness, you can develop this specific phenomena awareness to be with the phenomena, to observe. The silent observation of what is give rise to wisdom, that is seeing things as they are. The direct seeing, without words, without concept, nothing. And through that, one awakens. That is what awareness-based meditation is all about. Nothing to do with the thought. Nothing to do with your knowledge, your idea, your so-called Dhamma knowledge. It is just through the silent observation you develop the understanding of the law of dependent origination, paticca samuppada. It is through your silent observation that you suddenly awaken. That is what we call insight into phenomena. Awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. That's why awareness-based meditation can develop this type of wisdom. We call it the direct seeing wisdom. You see things as they are. You awaken. That's why you must have the power to see phenomena. The moment of its arising, sustaining, and passing away. There and then. Then you awaken. Then you will understand the teaching very clearly. So here, under this unique quote, 160, I will read to you. Then hopefully you can develop better understanding. Specific phenomena awareness. When one is aware with specific phenomena, the mind also does not dwell because it is not lost in thought. See? Where your awareness is with the phenomena in perfect harmony and synchrony. The silent mind just flows with the specific phenomena. This awareness is active, and one can live life with this type of specific phenomena awareness. In daily life, with clear comprehension in between. The four types of clear comprehension. The first clear comprehension is sincerity of purpose. Why you cultivate this awareness-based meditation? Why you develop this sati or mindfulness? Is to develop the understanding of life, the wisdom behind the secret of life. It's not to develop psychic ability or develop special psychic powers to become special, famous. It is just developing the mind to be aware most of the time, if not all the time. So this ability is very important. Yeah. So once you have the ability to develop specific phenomena awareness, your mind does not dwell. It is always in a state of what we call flux, but one with all phenomena. It's just aware. You want to know, you can know. You want to arise a thought, to live life, you can do it. You want to contemplate, reflect, develop stability or understanding, you can do it. But the mind is not lost in thought, not preoccupied with your emotion, thought process, everything. No, it is completely silent without thought. And it's just aware. And everything is just within that nature's specific phenomenal awareness domain. It can be aware of all your physical activity, kayanupassana. It can be aware of all your mental flow, nature's phenomena, nature's flow. And it is this understanding that can awaken the living being, the cultivators of the way, not the thought. The thought is incapable of doing this. But the thought has its role. Thought, although limited, in the sense that it don't have the specific phenomenal awareness as spacious awareness that pure awareness nature has. It is a result of that spacious awareness shrinking into a small space to create a thought via the form and mind inputting the content of consciousness. Then from spacious awareness you shrink it to a small space to perceive. That's why whatever you perceive becomes a phenomena. And that perception is that space which is limited. And because it's limited, it cannot give rise to wisdom, but it can give rise to a lot of knowledge. That's why thought-based activity is useful to develop all the science, all the maths, all the knowledge, memory, everything that we need for study, for technological advancement. You need thought. But when it comes to psychological memory, you cannot use thought. You use thought, it will harm you. It will destroy you because you lack wisdom. You don't have that wisdom to see beyond thought, beyond mind, to realize the unreality of the form and mind. And because of that, you will grasp, you will cling to the five aggregate of form and mind, thereby creating your own affliction, suffering and misery. That's why in the first Noble Truth final summary, the Buddha said, in short, it is due to living beings' self-delusion that condition them to grasp at the five aggregates of form and mind that he called dukkha, or suffering. So the grasping aggregate, the five grasping aggregate, or upadana khandhas, are dukkha. And who grasps? The deluded one. Here you believe this is real, this is you, this is a permanent, unchanging entity. You cannot see its dependent originating nature, the unreality of this form and mind is universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So all this are what the teaching is. So when you cannot develop them through your pure awareness nature or heedfulness, you cannot awaken. So to live life, you need the instrument or the tool, which is thought. You need thought to communicate, to express, to share, to develop whatever understanding that you need, means to study all the knowledge, maths and science, etc., technological understanding. But this one does not lead to wisdom. That one is thought-based, technologically driven, scientific, more towards the Uttu Niyama and Bija Niyama, the physical law of nature and biological order of nature. Whereas the three spiritual law, Chitta Niyama, order of the mind, Karma Niyama, the law of karma, and Dhamma Niyama, the nature's order of truth. They belong to the spiritual law. So spiritual law, you need awareness to develop the understanding to awaken to. Otherwise you cannot understand the Pancha Niyama. If you cannot understand the Pancha Niyama, the five universal order that governs life and existence, you cannot understand life. If you cannot understand life, you don't know how to live life. You will entangle yourself. You will arise all the affliction, the suffering, the misery. And the karmic conditioning, the karmic process, they will continue to have power over you. That's why samsara the world of birth and death is unending. Samsara is perpetual for those who don't have the wisdom. You cannot liberate your mind. You cannot realize. The mundane mind cannot realize itself and cease. That's why there is no way out of samsara without the Dhamma, without the wisdom. But once you develop this Dhamma understanding, it can lead to the cessation of form and mind, leading to the awakening. Then it can end the karmic process. So all this understanding shows the uniqueness of the Buddha Dhamma, the teaching. That's why the last 3 quotes, they are very important. The last quote is direct seeing, to see things as they are. What's the time now? Oh, just nice. Another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I have finished unit code 159, which is spacious awareness, and unit code 160, specific phenomena awareness. Now we will go to the last code. Direct seeing, to see things as they are. So this one I have explained many times, spoken many times too. But I summarize them into this unit code so that you all can develop the understanding. And this is the last code because it gives rise to wisdom. When you understand this code and the earlier two, you will know the cultivation and you will not deviate. You will become very focused, laser focused, and you will know what cultivation is. So I'll read to you the unit code. Unit code 161. Direct seeing, to see things as they are. This is the ability of the silent mind, to see things as they are, or to see nature, or what is, means the reality within nature, as they are, without words. That is, to see all phenomena as they really are. To see all physical, mental, and nature's phenomena or flows. The mindfulness must be very stable to enable one to see clearly the moment of its arising, its sustenance and passing away of all phenomena. May it be physical, mental, or nature's phenomena. There is no thought, no knowledge, no word involved. The silent mind just awakens. That is to insight into phenomena. That is how the mind can become enlightened and transformed. Then the other one is a silent observation of what is. It can also give rise to understanding of the paticca samuppada, how you function as a human being, how your mind works. That's why I say, when you have mindfulness, awareness, you will come to know clearly who you are, what you are, and how you function as a human being. That is the meaning. Okay? So this part is very important. Go through the code, listen to today's sharing. It will help cultivate all the way to develop all the requisite understanding.
Good evening, Brother. This is still and all Kayamitas. Brother, I have one question about tonight's sharing. It's about this direct seeing. Actually, I heard it many times and your explanation. Until now, I still cannot really understand it. I cannot imagine what is it.
Okay. So you want to develop the understanding?
Yes, I like.
Okay,
if
I will explain to you. Any more questions?
I just want to know if I really got the direct seeing. What is it, or how it feel? Or
the moment you have that, you will not ask any more questions. You will understand. All the words become clear. That is what direct seeing is. Direct seeing means to see things as they are. Understand first. Don't try to know what that thing is. What is seeing things as they are? Like this one. The whole whiteboard. Of course, you can use thought, word to describe that these are the Dhamma notes that I wrote. But that is not direct seeing. That's all. Direct seeing means you see things as they are, without word, without concept, without any movement or thought. Just see. Like the painting, the Buddha Rupa. Without the perception, just see. Like a newborn baby, without knowledge, without memory. What do they see? They see things as they are, without word. Cannot describe one. Understand? That is direct seeing. Because the moment you perceive, it becomes a phenomenon. Understand? The moment you perceive, you all are so conditioned, the thought arises. Then when the thought arises, you label according to the thought. Thought can condition words for you to develop the concept of it, the ideology behind. So that is what knowledge is, that is what thought is. So thought comes from memory, perception, learning. When you are without that memory, can you see things as they are, without the thought movement? You see just like that. No description of what this thing is. But if you want to know, you can know. That is direct seeing. And when you see things as they are, because this is static. But in life, everything has its movement, understand? Activity. So when you see, like the cinema show or what, that movement, how come most people who watch the cinema show doesn't realize that it's just a white screen behind with all the light pixels? These are conditioned arising phenomena, understand? With the voice, with the sense around, whatever that they create through technology. And that is what you will perceive. And that is what will deceive you. You think it's real, manifested. Understand? But actually what happened is the play of light and sound. With all the technology behind. Then to you, it's like the film show is real. The actor, actress, all the activity that go on. Your mind is all. But when you see things as they are, you are the watcher, the observer of what is. All that movement. You don't want to know it's just that movement. Specific phenomenal awareness. Very fast. No matter how fast they move. When you watch your TV, it's the same. When you watch your camera video, it's the same. All these activities are movement. But to live life, you need to read, you need to understand, you need to understand what is going on so that you can communicate, so that you can understand life. And that one is living. That's why you use thought, you use knowledge. But when you cultivate specific phenomenal awareness, species awareness, you don't perceive anything. You just want to see things as they are, without the words. Without the word, what do you see? No Dhamma, no nothing. Just the whiteboard with all this. Even the color, blue, black, all doesn't exist. But through your perception, the direct seeing, if you are not colorblind, you can see the difference in the shade and all these things. And that is direct seeing. Seeing things as they are. But this is static, like I said. But when it's active in life, you can see yourself, your own form and mind, how you stir your mind, how you develop fear, insecurity, how anger come to be, how insecurity come to be. You observe it, you see it, then you stir your mind and you react to it. And this is real life seeing. That's why this will awaken you. Then you will come to know. This form and mind is not what you are. This one is the five aggregate of form and mind that manifests its movement. If you don't have the wisdom and the understanding and the Dhamma, then this will develop fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, even jealousy, hatred. All these are mind states that stir from your wrong view, your wrong thought. That's why observing yourself is self-knowledge, giving rise to wisdom, to weaken sakkaya-ditthi, then to root out sakkaya-ditthi, the self-delusion, the delusion of a self within, an ego within. The mundane mind is egoic, see it. That thing is not you, where it's impermanent, dependent on the physical body. Consists of the four elements, go the way of nature. How can it be? It comes and it goes. It goes the way of nature. That's why it's of the nature to grow old, get sick and die. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha, when he realized that he got no more problem with old age, sickness and death, but that is not him. That is the physical form and mind, karmically conditional, dependent, originating, a vehicle and a tool for you to come to this existential world to live life. And this phenomenal world of consciousness is mind-made, created from your five aggregate of form and mind. Upon contact, the senses reflect. The phenomenal world come about. This is like a magician, illusioning, create mental illusion. This mental consciousness that arises is what your mundane mind's creation is all about. So the direct seeing is to silence everything back here and see this movement. When you see this movement in real life, then you understand this is not real. This is not you. This is dependent originating. And this one is just thought, image. Understand? Come and go. As real as it can be. It's just a mental phenomenon, a thought. And how stable is this? The only reality is the present moment. Moment to moment, life passes by. Split second is day and gone. But you, like the cinema show, let it tell you the story and continue like it's real. Understand how? You got your memory. That's why 往事只能回味. The past is already gone. No more reality. But through memory, you hold on to the past. Understand how? You created that reality. You say you were born. You were once young, successful, maybe beautiful, handsome, or whatever. Then after that, you were famous, you were what? But all these are your thought describing, or somebody that knows you have the memory describe you. That's why 往事, the past, can only be recall through memory. Without memory, all this is to be. Understand or not? That's why mind make our day. Consciousness. No reality. Ultimately, whether you exist or you don't exist, no different. But you cannot deny that there are such moments that happen in life. Understand or not? But as long as existence and life is concerned, every moment is a different existence. Because whatever that you have gone through since birth until now is no more reality, because it's the past, gone already. You can go and write about it, describe about it, talk about it, and have history to record it. But physically, it's no more reality, gone. Even the planets, the country, the landscape, our earth, everything is in a state of flux. They come and they go. Their existence, it flows. So all this will be the understanding when you have the direct see. Like I said, this is static. But in reality, in life, from here to here to here to here, the four circle formation, which is the stages of creation, this one is dynamic. Every instant in life you see them. That's why through this observation, you understand, you develop self-knowledge, self-awakening, and you understand life, you know the secret of life, then you can live life. You go back and listen to this again, then you understand. Because direct seeing is nothing very unique or very difficult to do for one who understands. But if you don't understand, the thought which cannot understand all this will try to imagine. And it's not easy. But once you listen to it attentively, when your understanding reaches certain stability, then suddenly it clicks. Then you awaken. Then after that, you realize the understanding enables you to see things as they are. As I remember, after my mindfulness stabilized, I start to see things as they are, very clearly. Then I realized there was no perception, nothing. That's why the two types of awareness, specific phenomena awareness and spatial awareness, I have to coin that word, the words out to teach. Nobody has ever created that word. Because sati is something not everybody can understand. Mindfulness is an English translation, but sati is the original Pali language. And sati is awareness, it's not a thought. You cannot ask a question, aware of what? Specific phenomenal awareness is the awareness and the phenomenon move as one without the perception. If you ask aware of what, then you don't understand. Because aware of what means the thought telling you have to perceive, means aware of what means the thought trying to understand what is the thing that has been perceived. That's why you see things as they are without the word means you don't perceive. You just like the baby, the pure seeing. That's why the baby is very innocent, no word, nothing, no concept. They see things as they are. But that type of brain cannot develop wisdom, understand or not? Well, you don't have that type of knowledge inside. That's why they cannot see the difference. But when you have that type of knowledge, then yet you can see the difference, then you realize, without this knowledge, you can see things as they are. How the movement, how the creation, like the cinema show, how the video create the condition for it to arise, the dependent origination, condition arising, causal phenomena. These are the manifestations. And through consciousness, you cannot be with the awareness nature with it. You got lost in all the thought process that you create. That's why you become like absorbed into the video and the cinema show. You cannot be independent of it. Independent of it means you want to see the show, you want to understand, you listen. The art of listening, attentive. Without memory, without comment, without chattering. Without all those thought activity, you just sitting. Then if you don't want to see, you can just silent and observe the manifestation of phenomena. Means like the video or the TV or what. I remember 1989 after my nature awakened, I saw the movement so fast. It's just the interplay. All this is what phenomena is. And you can see the impermanent, anicca, the activity and the movement, so fast. But you are aware. Every movement, every activity, every vibration. You want to be aware, you can be aware. Then you want to know, you can attentively listen and develop the knowing. That is what meditation and living life is all about. That's why the two minds, you can switch. One is for living. One is to develop the wisdom and the awakening. But once you have the wisdom and the awakening already, you don't have to be in that state anymore. But all the time you are just aware, the nature with it. and you can leave. Because the awareness can do both. It can come out and leave, develop the understanding, the interaction, and it can do all the seeing. Stage 1 seeing, stage 2 seeing, and third stage seeing. Means like the Zen, Mahayana. The first type of seeing is mundane seeing, where mundane people see as mundane activity, using their memory, their words, concept, idea. That's why they see. Then they say, this is a whiteboard, this is Dhamma note. And that is mundane. But the wise one, when they have the direct seeing, they say nothing. That's why the Zen master asked the disciple who got very angry and came across the island and confronted the teacher, how can you say that? He said, because he wrote in the note, your student has awakened. Then he said, bullshit. Or in Mandarin is fang pi. He said, bullshit means like you are farting. Then the student got very angry and came over and confronted the teacher. Then the teacher asked him, you say you already enlightened, means the eighth wind cannot disturb you. But I just wrote one word, fart. And it blow you from the other side of the island over to this side. Which means you are not enlightened. Then he still confront the teacher. He said, how can you say that? He said, that has nothing to do with my wisdom. Then the teacher gave him another chance. He said, okay, what is that? He pointed to the table. The student replied, table. He whacked him. You enlightened, you can still have the mundane see and say this is a table. That's why he whacked him. He said, you are far from it. So the direct seeing means you see things as they are. Without the word means what? The word table also not there. Like this thing, what is it? You call it microscope. Microphone, sorry. Microscope is to see. This is a microphone, okay? And when you are seeing with the perception, you know what happened? You never see at all. Why? You use the word and the thought that hold on to the word microphone. You assume you have seen because it's the concept, this microphone. But when you see things as they are, do you know, without the word, you see everything so clearly. Understand? Huh? Everything. You just see without the word. Everything inside here. Like the so-called notes on the whiteboard. Without the word, you see everything. Means you can see all this without concept. Means all the space, the clarity, all you can see. Without the distortion or the distraction of color, shape, concept or what. Everything becomes very clear. You see things as they are. But if you just read the thing, you can never remember what you have seen. Because you are more interested in the words. But to understand, you have to have the art of listening and listen attentively to understand the meaning of the Dhamma that is shared. Then when you develop that, then you develop wisdom. So that pure awareness nature can also develop the learning, the understanding, the awakening. That's why when you have that memory with all this knowledge, and yet you can have the direct see, then you can see both sides. Then you can understand why living beings get themselves entangled. Because they don't have the understanding of the direct seeing. They cannot see things as they are. They are being distracted by what is being written and what is being manifested through their thought process, through their views, opinion, conditioning, their knowledge, their memory. And that part is detrimental to wisdom. But that part is thought. Thought cannot develop wisdom. Thought can only give rise to knowledge. Yeah. That's why to share, to teach, you need words, you need thought, so that you can express, so that you can interpret things, so that it can make learning easier. So without all these words, concept and teaching, to actually teach the Dhamma, it is very difficult for cultivator of the way to develop the understanding. Even to develop the understanding, if you have not followed my teaching and you have not developed the mindfulness to a certain extent, you still cannot understand what I shared, despite all the books, all the video, all the MP3 or whatever audio. It's still not easy. So your question is very good, because you have asked, I think, more than 2 or 3 times, which is good. But every time you ask, I explain it in a different manner, from a different approach. And when you listen to all this, you will sooner or later develop the understanding. That suddenly when it clicks, your cultivation becomes very easy and very fast. You develop the understanding. Then one day, when your awareness, daily mindfulness stabilizes, then you realize, how come you can see things as they are without the word one? I remember 1989, when I look at all the painting, everything, when I look at this one, without the word, the concept, the idea of what this thing is, then I see, I observe, really observe, that everything is so pristine, so beautiful, so clear. There is no word as ugly, nothing. It's like this thing you haven't seen before. Everything is like, you never knew a microphone has this extraordinary beauty inside. It's like all of the pristine beauty and wonders of nature is suddenly unfold in front of your nature. And your nature can see them, observe them. So beautiful. And this is what wisdom is all about. Everything is just the way it is. Cannot be otherwise. Nature's condition, manifestation, they have their causes and condition behind. That's why the Buddha say, whatever arises, there are causes and condition behind. And what are they? The Pancha Niyama. You know the Pancha Niyama, you know the secret of life, you know how to live life. Okay? Sadhu. So now, coming back to the second session, we can continue with our second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by whatever question you might have regarding the teaching, today's sharing, or Dhamma in daily life.
Good evening, Brother Teo, Mrs. Teo, and all Kayanamitas. Brother Teo, I want to inquire about one of my meditation experiences.
Very good.
So recently when I sitting meditation, I felt the leg pain, but then I don't have these feelings whether like or dislike of the pain. Then I feel that the pain is like not me. Then I just aware and continue to sit.
Did you relax?
I relax.
You relax into it.
Relax into it, and
then
the pain go off.
Don't create any like or dislike. Means no sensual desire. You will. Then you will come to realize the mind enters sati. When the mind enters sati, the pain will go off. And when it go off, you continue to meditate. That is how you meditate.
Is that spacious awareness?
Oh no. That one is just the awareness take over. Understand? Means I explain this better so that you have clearer understanding. You see, the mental hindrance, they arise because of condition, manifestation. means they are dependent originating, condition arising. So the mistake that most cultivators make is when you sit, especially those who do sitting, you don't know how to relax. What happens is, at the place you cross your leg, there is a constriction at the knee there, the angle where you cross your leg. Then all the contact, there is this restriction of qi flow. Then when there is restriction of qi flow, initially it will condition uncomfortable feeling, and we call it pain because we are so conditioned. Then sometimes the pain becomes so intense, like you develop numbness, means your nerve actually cannot sense it. It has become numb. A lot of people sit until their leg become numb, but they don't know how to relax, and they don't know how to understand mental hindrance. If you hold on to it with aversion, you dislike that sensation, which you label as pain, means ill will has developed. Means your mundane mind, which is without this mind state of ill will, has developed that negativity of mental hindrance, means you dislike. And when you dislike, what happens? The memory, the thought will tell you, you want to do something to push it away. Understand? Then some try to slowly move it, relax, then try to meditate again. No point. Because the moment you create the mental hindrance through words and concept, what happens is it's a mental hindrance. It means this mind state will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. That's why it cannot develop the meditative mind, because there is this mental hindrance. But like what you went through, which is very good, you neither resist or go against. Means you neither cling on to that nice sensation or resist that so-called painful sensation. You just learn to accept that sensation for what it is. Then if you relax into it, what happens is that relaxation actually free the constriction. Then the qi will flow. Then it will, sometimes if it's the first time quite intense, you can endure it, it will flash through. Then suddenly the whole sensation, that so-called painful sensation or numbness or whatever, gone, completely gone, flash through. Which means you don't create mental hindrance. There is no aversion towards it. You just endure. Body is just a body. It goes the way of nature. It's because I don't know how to relax. That's why this sensation build up. If I know how to relax, the qi flow, then this physical thing that condition the uncomfortable sensation will be gone. So the moment it's gone, you will come to realize the mind that is relaxed, aware, means maintain awareness, that mindfulness or awareness take over. Understand? Then it develop the spiritual faculty of sati. That's why sati take over. Then you feel that so-called painful sensation gone, and sati take over. You become very relaxed, and the qi flow, and you develop the meditative awareness again. That's why sati is a spiritual faculty. It will let you understand spiritual teaching. So with sati, you like to meditate. Then you realize all these sensations, they come and they go. How did they disappear? Like the third way to overcome the wrong thought, the wrong emotion, whatever, like anger, fear, pain, or whatever. The third way is to aware, which you have done it. The awareness free. Then you go to the fourth way to trace the origination factor. Then when you recall through learning what you have been taught, then you realize when you don't labor, you don't create mental hindrance. Then there is nothing to hinder your mind from entering the meditative state. That's how sati takes over. Then you can trace the origination factor. Through your tactile consciousness, you label it as pain. And the most gullible thing is those who do the so-called vipassana, that in the early days they used to do, they were advised to label it as pain, 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 thinking that the pain will go away. But the thought is creating more mental hindrance. So how can it go away? That's why they suffer. They become miserable. But when you understand, you just relax and let things be. Then you are patient enough, sati will take over and flash through. So when it flash through, you will develop the understanding. Means you can trace the origination factor. Means if I don't gullibly cling, that's why now you understand the final summary of the First Noble Truth. If you don't cling to this sensation as yours, understand not, and label it as painful or pleasant feeling, then the mental hindrance will not arise. And that is the understanding. That's why the understanding is very important. When you understand it ceases to be, then you can relax. Continue with your awareness-based meditation, and you will progress. Then after that, your mind becomes very different. Then later on, this so-called pain or numbness or whatever will have no power over you, because you know how to relax and you know how to, like in the Satipatthana Sutta, you will come to know how the unarisen mental hindrance come to be. Where through your own wrong view, you label it as painful sensation. Then you resist it. Then the mind become a hindrance. That's why you cannot enter the meditative state. Then he said, once you develop the mindfulness and it disappears, then you will come to know how the arisen mental hindrance is to be. How that pleasant sensation and unpleasant sensation or painful sensation is to be. So when you know this, means that is the initial wisdom. Understand? You can say that is the insight, the awakening that arises. Through what? Through not doing anything. You just observe with the silent mind. When you don't create, the mental hindrance not there, it will not hinder you. Then the spiritual faculty, which is maintaining awareness, sati, will take over. Then when sati take over, it will stabilize and become samadhi. Then you can develop the stability of mind, the collectedness of mind. That collected mind and unwavering mind is the one that can allow you to see things as they are, to understand phenomena, to understand the teaching, the Dhamma. Then you realize every time something make contact with any of your senses, then you realize that samadhi, the stability of mind with the spiritual faculty, develop the stability of mind that doesn't vibrate. It's unwavering. It's collected. Then it will stay. Then you realize that enables you to see things as they are. Means the mind that is collected, unwavering, is unshakable. It can be in that state. Nothing can influence it. Nothing can disturb it. That's why later on you will come to know, as per the Satipatthana Sutta, if you continue to develop mindfulness, you can trace the origination factor through the senses, through tactile consciousness it arises. Then retrospectively, you can reverse it to wisdom, which means you don't create mental hindrance. You create only the spiritual faculty for the sati to stabilize, to become samadhi. Then you can see things as they are and develop the wisdom, which is panya. That's why all the 5 spiritual faculties will fall into place. And that is what awareness-based meditation is all about. Then in the sutta is mentioned, after that, you will come to know how the unarisen mental hindrance can never arise again. Means, initially, how this mental hindrance, unarisen mental hindrance, comes to be, means how it arises. Then after that, how it ceases. Understand now? With that wisdom. Then finally, when all this sati stabilize and becomes samadhi, then the wisdom will enable you to retrospectively reverse it through an understanding. And the understanding is wisdom. And the wisdom will allow you to have the right view to see things as they are. Where this is the reality of the form. Go the way of nature. If you don't know how to relax, you create mental hindrance, it will become painful sensation, uncomfortable sensation. If you resist, it will hinder your mind from entering the meditation. Then once you understand this idea, that's why I say, finally, you will reach a stage where it has no more power over you. That's why after 1989, when I went through that, until today, whenever I sit or what, I don't have problem with so-called painful sensation, numbness or what. No. In the early days, I tried it. I can sit for 3-4 hours non-stop, and they see me conducting class 3 to 6. I was all the time in that sitting posture. I got no problem. And there are some who attend the class, they were quite observant. They were talking at the back. Whole session of 3 to 6. At that time I was teaching Saturday 3 to 6. Now I changed to Sunday. He said, "Brother, you're sitting there, didn't move. And yet he got no pain, no numbness. He just come out. And he just do whatever he wants to do." That's why they were very surprised. And it's not to say I can perform magic or what. No, it's just understanding the wisdom behind. That's why after that, over the years, now it's 20 plus a bit, 21 years, almost coming to 21 years. The body also, slowly, you have to admit the body is still a body. So I don't want to be a hero, show off for what. If I can have a chair to sit, I would rather sit. Well, no point. You have already gone through, you have already developed the understanding. That's it, finish. You don't have to show people that, oh, you can do all this. No point. Well, this is nature. Nature has its own reality. All age, sickness and death pertain to the physical form. And that one is anatta, non-self, empty, not you, dependent originating. So understand all this. Then you will know how to develop the wisdom to live life, to develop the meditation, and to teach and to share. Okay? Any more questions?
I have another question. In our daily mindfulness practice, so we have to go to work, we have to deal with daily life. Yes. Then are we supposed to, when there are work to do, we just use our thought and handle things? Then after that, we maintain specific phenomenon awareness, and we switch it back to like...
Can. Initially, you just do what you know best. Switch back to thought, no problem. But as you progress, when your mindfulness stabilizes, you will automatically know how to be in the state of awareness most of the time. So initially, like new to you. So when you have to like go to office, attend meeting, or maybe brief the staff, or you are busy with your work, normally you are not aware. You go back to your old way, thought base. Never mind. Where that is normal for most people. But I remember in the year 1986, 87, 88, I started to develop the cultivation. Then when the understanding came, my daily mindfulness also stabilized. Then I realized throughout the day I had my religious routine, and because I did my religious routine, my mindfulness stabilized and built up. Then I realized throughout the day, before I sleep, I develop the awareness, my bodily posture, how I actually, no need to describe the whole thing, how you actually change on to your, some may like pajamas or what, then some may just wear the usual casual clothing for the sleep. Then normally I meditate. I choose middle of the night, well, make sure my wife, my children all sleep already. Then I do the meditation. Then I develop awareness of every activity and every movement. So initially I was developing anapanasati, because that was how my past came back to me, and I developed it. And then from there, I later on developed, from my last guide, the awareness-based meditation, when he showed me the gateway. Then after that, I realized, before that also, I can be in the awareness state most of the time when I'm alone. But when I engage in activity, then I realized initially not so easy. So what I did was, when I wake up, posture away. Then through the awareness, how I move my hand, how I actually arise from the bed. Then how I came to the sitting posture, how I stand, the four posture, how I walk, how I move, how my hand go to the door and move the, you call toilet door or washroom door or whatever. Then how you go about your, you call what, that one, nature's activity. Means you need to maybe answer nature's call or whatever, you just do. Then even when I want to wash my face, brush my teeth, every action, every movement in the present moment, I will just do it. Then how my hand actually go and get the toothbrush, fully aware. Then how I pull it out, and how I reach out to the toothpaste, how I unscrew. No word on, just phenomenal, and that thing is one. Then how you squeeze out and take the toothpaste. Then how you actually brush. Well, most of you, when you brush, you think a lot on. You realize you think about office, you think about everything, but how you brush also you don't know. You maybe can recall a few strokes here and there, but not clean on. But when you really brush, you are fully aware, phenomenal, the movement and the activity as one. And when you brush that way, it is with awareness. And you hardly think. Initially, of course, there will be thought. Then how you actually turn on the tap and wash. Then how you actually release the gargle or whatever. Then how you wrap your face dry, your hand dry and all those things. Everything you do with awareness. Then how you actually arise from the basin. Then how you actually move out. Then fully aware throughout the day. You are alone at home. Then you want to go down for breakfast or what, you can. But the first thing I normally do is I go to the altar last time. I pay my respect, everything first. Then if I really need to meditate, I will meditate. Then after that, I will have my breakfast. Fully aware throughout. Then after that, when I want to go office, I will normally have a office bag. Like this. Sometimes it's bigger. When I was working, we got document everything. Then how I go and get my car key, how I on the car, how I move out from the house. Then how my hand actually go and open the car door, fully aware, mindful. And how I set. Then how I wash the mirror, adjust. Then how I actually come out of the house. And with the auto gate, same. How you on the auto gate, you fully aware. Then how you drive, fully aware until I reach my office. Then how I park, how I come out of the car, how I take all the bag, fully aware. Then how I walk, fully aware to my office. And how I switch on the light. And how I actually put my things, set on my, we have the office executive chair where I have a room to myself. I was the head. Then from there, I would normally close the door before the office starts. I would normally go to the office 1 hour earlier. I reach office 7:30. I remember. My office starts at 8:30. Then I will meditate for a while. Initially, I pay respect to Kuan Yin. I got a poster, Kuan Yin poster, in my office. Because somehow, I don't know why, New Year, people give me this type of calendar and poster. Then I will do my meditation. Then after that, normally if it's phone call or whatever that come in, normally before 8:30 there will be phone call. Then I fully aware. Then I want to develop the mindfulness of even moving my hand to hold the phone, and how I move it up, and how I listen, how I talk with full awareness inside. I was not interested in who called me or what, but I listened attentively. Then I reply attentively. So I was doing all this. Then later on, I was able to even move on to develop awareness of how I read my letter, how I turn the pages, the minutes and all those things. Then how I use the, last time is intercom, to call my secretary and all those things, or steno. And my staff, after 8:30, they will know. I will on my light, then they start to come in. Then if there is meeting or what, my secretary will arrange everything. Then I develop awareness most of the time, except initially at the meeting. Meeting, we have too many items. So you have to learn. But later on, I realized in the meeting also I can be aware. And I told you all, I was involved in many mega projects too. The hotel, 5-star hotel in KL, the meeting, high-level meeting, then some privatization or thing. But I was able to be mindful most of the time, throughout the day, until finally towards the beginning of 1989, I realized throughout the day I was aware. The mindfulness like become a part of me, cannot leave me on. That's why the first three, relax, aware, maintaining awareness, I was able to do it. And the last one, which is trust, I initially developed the ability to be aware 24 hours. That's why I told my last guy, the first three I already do. Relax, maintain awareness, and 24-hour awareness throughout the day. The only thing I have not done is trust, the fourth support. Then he said, I know. He told me, he said, I know, but I held your hand. Well, my hand's vibration has become so fine. He knows. Then he said, okay, do you trust me? I said, yes, I trust. Then he said, later on, after I took him for dinner, then he come back, he said, now sit down. So I was sitting on a small stool, I think. So then, of course, there is a backrest, I think. Then he said, okay, relax. Then his hand was about 2 inches from my heart area, slightly towards the left. Then I felt something coming in. It was the pure energy from him. Activated that thing. The moment it activated, I felt so beautiful. The whole of my yin and yang energy all melt inside. Then I completely still. no thought at all. My nature actually manifests. Then the yin and yang external energy went through that so-called gateway and melt inside and become pure energy, and I was so still. Then my whole body, like a car, perfectly tuned until no vibration, no sound, nothing. Now the EV car only like that. Last time without EV car, you cannot get that type of tuning. The best tuning is very soft, fine vibration. The body becomes so still until it's like the EV car, no vibration at all, so still. And I was in that state for 2-3 hours. No thought at all inside that. That's how it happened. Then after that, my mind became very different. That's why after that I realized daily mindfulness is no more a problem. Before I met my last guy, I already can do the first 3. Relax, maintain awareness, and 24-hour awareness. Continuous awareness. Even my sleeping state, my mind can be aware within. It is fully with the nature aware. Then whatever thought arises, it knows. The subconscious release, unconscious release become dream, or I saw them. That's why I understand how the subconscious and unconscious manifest. And this brain will continue to transform until finally it transforms until like no more sankhara inside there. Like you cannot feel anything inside there, like very deep. Then I realized all this so-called trap, I call it the trap consciousness, the unconscious and the subconscious that were trapped deep inside the brain and the memory, they start to release until finally like no more. That's why later on, after the Monday mind collapse, there is another stage of transformation again. Then when the mundane mind collapsed, I have to learn to use the supra-mundane mind to live life and to continue with the cultivation. And until now it's about 36 years already. And it's still moving, unending. That's why it can be done. Wai Fun? The daily mindfulness start with understanding that it will not happen overnight unless you have your past, very special. Then when it start to happen, you will know the awareness when it comes to you, your form and mind will know. Then you suddenly realize, how come all of a sudden your activity of physical movement and your awareness become one? Then everything you see is specific phenomenal awareness. That's why you remember in the retreat I shared with you, when your mind enters sati, when it becomes very stable, everything you do is in sati. Your hearing is in sati. Your seeing is sati. That's why I saw the moving car. There is no concept, no word. That phenomena of that movement and my awareness become one. Then everything that sway and move, whatever activity, whether physical, nature or mental, I saw the movement. That's why the physical flow, the mental flow, the nature flow, everything becomes so clear. Then in the past, how come I can't see? Yeah, the mind was never quiet, never still, never in that state of pure awareness. It was most of the time thinking, lost in thought, preoccupied with a lot of thought activity that has to do with the daily life and all those things. But the moment your stability of mindfulness develop, then you realize all these thoughts cease. Then you only have specific phenomenal awareness. Then when you meditate, very easy. The moment you relax, silent, You are in that meditative state. Then when the transformation continue to happen, your mind becomes so different that you can be in the state of like spacious awareness without thought, without center. Then that whole thing like merge with the whole universe. And whatever you want to know, you can know even how far it is, how distant it is. Because that thing like within your nature, you and the oneness nature as one. And that phenomena is very strange. You never able to experience it until you have that type of wisdom and transformation. Then your nature merge with the oneness. So all these are possible and can be done. So that you all can have the faith and confidence and just do it. And you will progress. Okay? Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we should end already. The alarm went off already. Okay, we will do the sharing of merit. Akasata Chevumata Deva Naga Mahindika Punyang Tang Anamoditwa Chirang Rakantu Lokasasana Itawata Chamehi Sampadan Punya Sampadan Sabbe Deva Anumodantu Sabba Sampati Siddhya Idang me nyātinang hotu sukhita hontu nyātayo. Idang me nyātinang hotu sukhita hontu nyātayo. Idang me nyātinang hotu sukhita hontu nyātayo. Devo asatukalena sasa sampati hetu ca. Do bhavatu loko ca. Raja bhavatu dhammi. Imina punyang kamina mame balas kamo stang sama kamo hotu yawa nivana patiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Konyi Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.